RevivalHouse.net and the Revival House Network presents another BTM podcast commentary. We're going to not be doing Idle Hands today.
We are doing Idle Hands, the greatest movie ever made.
No, we're going to be doing fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze. I'm really cranky, guys. I'm really cranky because we've been we've been arguing back and forth for the last 40 minutes. He keeps saying Idle Hands. I'm like, no, anything but Idle Hands. He's like, all right, then fucking Big Money Hustlers starring ICP. I'm like, no, anything but that too. And
he's such a fucking cunt. I'm throwing these great movies at him, and he's just like, no.
He's been tweaking my melons for the last 40 minutes.
He's fucking dodging them like Neo in the Matrix. I'm throwing these great movies.
He's throwing all these fucking troll movies at me, and I just can't do it.
Dude, Idle Hands is not a troll movie. That's a good movie.
I felt that literally we've been at this for like 45 minutes and it's late at night. I'm like, we better start a movie soon or it ain't going to happen. Like, we did Turtles 1 back in the day. You guys liked it. Why not do Turtles 2? I just want something where I can enjoy. It's not a great movie. It's an all right movie. It's a nostalgic movie, but I know the movie. I don't want to watch Idle Hands. I do not know the movie. I do not.
'Cause you're a fucking dick.
Okay, look, if you guys really want to see Idle Hands, let us know. We'll leave it in your hands. We'll leave it in your idle hands.
It's in my hands because we're doing it next time.
What the fuck is wrong with Voodoo, man? Why does it say like it's playing, but it's not doing anything?
I don't know. Mine ain't doing that. Mine's just paused and ready to go.
I gotcha. You ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. Let's get going. Hopefully it'll start playing. On the 3, 2, 1, you ready? 3, 2, 1, play. And right now it's pulling up for you right now. New line.
Yep.
Okay.
See, people don't know this, but we just had to start the movie like 3 times.
Yeah, it's Voodoo, man. Voodoo did this shit to us last time. You remember? You're like, oh, they updated Voodoo, so maybe we won't have that problem again. And last time we did it, I believe Voodoo jumped ahead for me. Like, it was all like, we start off at the same place, but by the end of the movie, somebody's like 10 seconds ahead, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now I can tell I'm paying attention. I'm seeing little like micro skips and it's probably all those added up, you know?
Maybe.
But I can't even notice it. Like right now, what are you seeing right this second?
The guy pushing the little cart.
Okay, so we're close enough.
Yeah.
Look, McD's, man.
Mickey D's.
It's interesting. I like looking at movies with like New York.
I love this soundtrack. That's good looking pizza.
It is, man. Why? Look at this chick's schnoz. I always looked at her fucking teeth too. Why is this guy? I mean, I'm not trying to say anything or whatever, but that guy's too good for that girl. She's disgusting.
I didn't even notice her. You're so
dude,
mean.
She had a huge nose, dude. Huge old honker.
That's fine. You can fuck it.
Look at that Jerry curl, man. Back in the days where you could still have a jam box.
I want to fuck that pizza.
You've never been to New York, huh?
Nope.
I love this song, dude. It's always on in here.
That cheese dough. This is making me hungry. Ernie Reyes Jr. Would you suck his dick?
No, I probably couldn't find it. He's Filipino.
You couldn't fit it in your mouth?
I couldn't find it. He's Filipino, man.
You racist.
I've eaten at quite a few New York pizzerias like that though, and New York pizza is the shit, man. It's good. Look at him. He would get so flamed on social media for this today. He fat shamed her.
She is fat. No, just go, Kevin Nash. That's my motherfucking Kevin Nash.
Funny story about Kevin Clash. Obviously, he famously played Elmo for years and years and years and years. But like a couple years ago, he stopped playing Elmo. And the reasons he stopped playing Elmo was because of a scandal where I think this whole scandal kind of made it to where he had to come out as gay. I don't think that was anybody's business and that wasn't the part of it. But basically, there was somebody that accused him of fucking him when he was underage, like a boy, like a 15-year-old boy. Oh. And Elmo fucked a 15-year-old boy. But
how old was he?
Well, an adult, not super young. But anyway, he came out and said, well, no, he was 18 or 17 or whatever the legal age was, right? It might have been like 7, whatever the legal age was. So he was contesting it, saying no, or he told me he was this age or whatever. I don't think he ever went down for charges for that, but and he was, I think he was innocent, but it's one of those things where Sesame Street had to cut ties with him. Like, look, man, I know you're Elmo and all, but
fuck them.
Isn't that fucked up that somebody can make an accusation or like air your dirty laundry, man? I'm always scared of that. Like, what if you or I or somebody we know was at a certain stature someday and somebody just decided to like fuck you up and turn your world upside down, whether it be true or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like we all have personal lives. Like Zach, if you knew a girl that let's say you were intimate with a girl and you confided in her that you wanted to stick a pickle in your ass one night. Like I wanted to try it, right? You're just like, I want to try it.
A what? A pickle?
A pickle, a big old pickle.
Hell yeah.
That's a personal thing, man, in the bedroom. But like all of a sudden you're famous or of stature 20 years later. And she's like, oh man, I got to make a story out of this and I'll make a quick buck selling it to tabloids.
That's
like,
why
hey,
you just say, yeah, I told her that. I don't give a fuck.
Zach Wells, he had me stick a pickle in my ass, or he wanted to stick in his ass. And then he wanted to eat the pickle.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you got to do when you're famous, I guess, is just own it. Like when everybody's, don't negotiate with terrorists or whatever. It's like the whole Dave Letterman thing when somebody tried to extort him. Remember that?
No.
I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, somebody tried to blackmail him because he was having an affair with somebody that worked for his show, and he was married and had a kid and the whole deal. And he didn't fucking entertain it one bit. He went on his show that night and addressed it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a total boss, you know?
And they were like, you dumb fuck, I wasn't really going to tell anybody.
No, he's trying to extort him for a lot of money, and he just said, he came out in the show and he's like, look, I did something bad. We got this guy trying to sue me for a lot of money. I'm having relations with this. And he just took all the power away from him, so. And you know what? Nobody cared.
The encore should have been he brought the chick out and fucked her on TV in front of his wife.
Well, let's talk about, I know we haven't talked about the movie too much besides Kino's dick, but when I was a kid, I did like this movie a lot. I don't like it as much as an adult because obviously it's more geared towards children. You know
what's wrong with this movie? Is it right off the bat, it doesn't have the Feldman playing Donatello.
Yeah, and I want to know what's up. Was he really like busy or something? Because he came back for the third one, so it wasn't like...
He was getting his list together of all the guys that touched him in Hollywood.
Maybe. But like, I used to love this intro. I thought it was a lot of fun. And it's still a fun intro because it just gets right into the action, you know?
Why would anybody rob any place with that mask? Like, why would you want something that, like, oh yeah, you can still see my face, but it looks like you're watching me on Cops and they have the little blurry shit over my face or something?
I don't know, but fun fact, this movie, they had to tone down everything because they wanted it more aimed at kids because the first one was a bit of a hit, you know, and the whole thing, it's like, oh, well, now let's capitalize on it. But they did this cold cut thing for a reason because they didn't want to show any of the turtles using their weapons, right?
Yeah, it's fucking retarded.
Same thing with the Leonardo. He went, now you see him, now you don't. He threw his swords in the ceiling. He didn't use the swords. He jumped on the swords and started kicking them.
That's retarded.
Same thing with fucking, you see Donatello. He doesn't use his bow. He instead used that little Nerf thing, remember? He was just...
Did they really use him in the first one either?
Yeah, they fought the Shredder with him. Leonardo sliced his arm.
Yeah, but you never really see, like... any gore really, so why are they freaking out about it?
I know, but they did use him at least, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, fucking in the first movie, Donatello fucking was hitting the foot soldiers with his bow staff and shit. It was still kind of like comical violence. It wasn't like, extreme or anything, but there was scenes of them actually using their weapons. And then, like I said, you have the showdown with them and the Shredder, and Leo actually slashes his arm. But in this one, they just removed it completely. They kind of do the Wolverine and the X-Men cartoon where they use their weapons for everything else but fighting.
I like how you can tell that the necks kind of just become like cloth.
Yeah.
And I noticed it as a kid, but it never registered. It's like, no, those are real turtles.
It's weird. I still think it's kind of cool. The practical effects.
Yeah.
The practical turtles, the costumes, the animatronics.
Which
their faces are animatronic, right?
Yeah, it's funny because now they could like make that even more convincing, and they go with CG, which looks like shit.
Yeah, it's dumb, man. Like, can you imagine this movie if they had like the CGI turtles in it instead? But this movie, it would look like ass.
April got hot.
Yeah, she's a little too tall for my taste. She might be wearing heels, but
How do you know? You can't measure her in the TV. Maybe everybody by her is just midgets.
look, did she really buy a baguette that didn't have any wrapper on it? It's just like stale bread just in her bag.
She got it fresh from the baker.
I guess. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I don't know. I really can't tell how tall she is because she's standing right next to a short piece of shit. Look at that guy.
Yeah, that guy was a midget.
Yeah, he ain't no real man. His fucking lady was 6 inches taller than him. I'm sorry if I offend anybody out there that is shorter than their ladies.
Fucking, what's his name's pissed. Fucking,
Who?
I forgot his name. That joke didn't work.
Yeah, I fell flat.
The guy that directed Matilda.
Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito.
Dude, Rhea Perlman's taller than him?
I don't know.
They're both short.
He's like he's just under 5 feet.
Do you think April has fun with that snake? That rubber snake, if you know what I mean?
I'd like to think so.
She just feeds it inside.
Mm-hmm. She pulls it out of her ass. Goes in one hole and out the other.
Why? So why was Raphael the pizza? Don't they all like pizza?
Yeah, who knows? And now they're bringing in a bunch of pizzas. See, I want to hang out with these motherfuckers.
They don't look like they're trying not to be seen. They're coming through the window yelling and you know, rejoicing.
Acapella.
Yeah, you know, everything about it. With each Turtles movie, the suits got progressively worse. And I don't know why in the third movie especially. Yeah, they look a little bit more, they're more childish in this one.
I noticed that it's like they made it a point to always make sure that their bandanas are hanging over their chest rather than behind them.
Yeah, or you think it's just because they're so long though, they would naturally do that?
I don't know. Yeah, it's weird.
I mean, like, I think they're so long. It would look weird because look at their shells, man. If they were hanging behind their back, it would just be like kind of a distraction.
Yeah, this is the only one where it does it, though.
Oh, yeah, does it?
I think
so. I guess
so.
you're right. Well, are their bandanas this long in the first one?
Maybe not.
They look super long.
Yeah. Touchdown! Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I do like this movie. I don't like it as much as an adult. Like the first one, I still like.
I want to see him fuck the shit out of April.
There's a porno.
Yeah, I've watched it.
You did?
Yeah. It's only 30 minutes long.
Do they actually have dicks?
Did you see that? April just like accidentally poured. She didn't get it in the cup.
You're like a second or two ahead of me. I just saw it a few moments ago. I saw it after you said it.
Well, now you get to see all the shit I see. I can just say it real quick.
Yeah,
see, it's a blessing in disguise, really.
I never noticed that though.
Yeah.
And did she even bother cleaning it up? They should have left it on Michelangelo eating the pizza. Look at him. He's got the fuck. You see that?
No, I missed it.
He's eating the pizza, but he's a puppet eating it, and he's like just got the he's not chewing it.
Yeah.
It looked fucking horrible.
Splinter looks just like my oldest dog, who's like 13 years old.
It looks like a rat.
Kind of, yeah. He's got the same hair color and everything.
I think the quality of these turtles is just as good as the first one, if not better. I just like the design better of the first one. In fact, the animatronics of the face might be better in this movie, you know?
Yeah, the budget is bigger.
Yeah, the animatronics on the faces are actually better. So they're all right, but clearly you look at Donatello's face and it's clearly more childlike. But the third one, man, there is no excuse for that abomination. They look like shit.
Their mouths move like sock puppets.
Dude, it's like all over the place. Their heads look shitty. They all have the same like Walt Disney eyes. They have like
the spots all over them all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean,
toads.
I don't mind that, but it's just they look like shit because they have spots on their bodies here, but they're not so prominent. Yeah, because they're really, really there in the third one.
Mm-hmm. I actually don't hate the third movie.
I want to do it too, so let us know if you guys want us to do that because I would love to do the third one.
The best scene is where the bad guy falls down and he doesn't make a splash.
I used to watch the third one as a kid and I never hated it. It was the least best, but it still has some value, right? Because it's a shitty movie, but there's some funny parts,
Casey
man.
Jones is back.
Yeah, but he's worthless. It's
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
he's just in that little subplot where he's got to round up the fucking Japanese guys from the past
And then
at the
like
arcade.
he's got a fucking ancestor. What are the odds of that? That
In
Casey
ancient
Jones
Japan.
yeah.
Yeah, it's totally stupid. But there's a lot more. This movie's just a lot brighter too. You know, like a lot more colors. There's like very little. The daytime scenes, you don't see the turtles much in the daytime. There's daytime scenes in the first movie, but they're seldom where you see the turtles. You see Raph doing his karate on the rooftop. You know, when he gets ambushed, and I guess you see him in the wood on the farm. But I don't know. This movie just seems brighter. I can't explain it. Their masks are brighter too. It's like,
was that a rat up there?
oh, probably. You ever seen? I guess you've never been to New York, so you wouldn't. Obviously, you haven't seen New York, but
I've never seen a rat in my life.
Oh my gosh, New York, man! When I was just there a few weeks ago, I saw the biggest fucking rat you've ever seen in life, and he was dragging a whole slice of New York pizza with him. And I'm like, did he steal that out of somebody's fucking box of pizza?
He's
Where did
gonna
he get
eat
this?
like a king tonight.
Oh, that's exactly what I said when we saw it. Did I tell a story about Did I tell a story on the podcast already about the nightclub I got dragged to?
No,
I haven't.
I don't think so.
Okay, so New York, you know, with some friends, and you know, I'm hospitable. They're like, "Oh, let's hang out, let's do something," and I'm thinking, "All right," and they're like, "We want to go to a club." I hate nightclubs. I don't do that. I don't dance. But whatever. It's like I'm there.
You didn't just get the glow stick and rub up on chicks' tits?
Listen to me. Hold up. So, like I said, that's that Ralph Macchio back there, by the way. That's what it looks like. Oh, by the way, I like how Shredder's an American guy now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe he's not American, but he's totally a different guy. His face.
We're not supposed to see his face. That's what Blu-ray quality will do.
Yeah, I know. No, I
He
know.
looked he looked a little Asian.
I think he is Asian. No, you'll see it in his eyes, but he's clearly a different guy. Like the guy in the first one looks really Japanese.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm in New York seeing some friends. I'm not gonna be a wet blanket, so I'm like, all right, I'll hang out with you guys. I'll be a champ about it. And so basically, I think I got trolled, man. And they knew what they were doing because they kind of know I tend to be uptight about certain things. But so we go to this club, and I'm like, we get off in Brooklyn, and I'm like, where's this club? And we're on this dilapidated street with no lights and just what looks to be torn down buildings. I'm like, it's right here. And there's no signs, there's no nothing. Turns out it was like one of these underground clubs. It was literally in the basement. Mm-hmm. So we had to go around back and go in the basement. And it was this club called the House of Yes. And I know why it was called the House of Yes. It was nothing but homosexuals and transsexuals.
Awesome.
And which is whatever. Like, I'm not dogging or anything, but you know, my one friend, they know how I am. She knows how I am. Like, she knows I'm a bit prudish with stuff like that, and she likes to tweak my nipples and push my buttons. So it was funny. So we go there, and all I know is I walk into this place, and I'm just seeing all these people. Like, what in the world? And I walk to check my coat. I had to pay like $40 to check my coat to be at a transsexual club.
How long did you stay?
So they wanted to stay till close. New York City clubs. I mean, a lot of them stay open.
Did you drop some X and see what happened?
No, they wanted to stay till 6 a.m. And luckily we didn't have to stay that long. We ended up being able to leave at like 3, but we were there for like 4 hours. And you know, I thought it was gonna be a big, nice, fancy club, and at least I could find a table or a bar just to kind of sit at while they kind of do their thing and sip on water. No, man, it was just one big dance floor. It was very underground, and it was just nothing but like people on X, like you're saying. You know how like you'll see go-go in the movies, you'll see like the go-go dancers in cages, like on top of the ceiling and shit, you know, hanging. Okay, so they had that, except they didn't have cages. They were just like the what's it called, the poles and shit. But it was like transsexuals, man. I'm literally on this dance floor watching all these people act like zombies to drum and bass music. It's not even techno, it's just drum and bass. and they loop the same fucking thing for like 15 minutes, then they change it to a different loop of a generic drum bass sound, and everybody's just like wavering back and forth. They have to be on drugs to enjoy this music, because it's shit. And I'm 6 feet below some transsexual upside down his dick, waiting for it to trickle all over me. You know?
Did you fuck a chick with a dick that night?
Absolutely not. But so anyway, I remember at one point I had to use the restroom, and I went to what I thought was the restroom because I saw two gentlemen walk into it before me, and I walked in. Two guys fucking blowing each other. Turns out it was a room called the 69 room. I'm like, oh, get me out of here, please.
See, how's come I can't fucking... I wish I was gay, because apparently, like, bears are really, really big in that community. Like, women don't like ugly, hairy dudes, but the guys do.
So, well, it's funny, man, because, you know, gay guys or those types, you know, it's like they can sniff out a straight guy like a shark in blood and water. As soon as I walk into this place, man, I got hit on like 5 times just walking to catch my dude. I was waiting to get my ticket for my coat check, and there's this one guy hanging out by the counter or whatever, and I'm with my friend, and she's a girl, and her boyfriend is there too. But anyway, the boyfriend wasn't invisibility, so I think maybe the guy thought I was with her, but he literally puts his hand on my shoulder and he's like, if you need help with this one, honey, you give me a holler. And I'm like, God, please get your hand off me. I'm like laughing, like, ugh.
I would have danced with them.
See, and I'm not a homophobe at all. I mean, like, I understood the humor of me being there. It was kind of a big joke, but dude, I ended up getting groped a lot. I'm like, after my ass getting squeezed, like the third time, I'm like, I went to my friend, like, I gotta go, man. I can't do this.
Because it's like hashtag me too.
It was. That's what I was like, hashtag me too a lot that night. But they had this platform. They had this platform in the middle of the dance floor, and you know, people would get up on top of it and dance. And my friend, she kept trying to get me to go up there and dance too. I'm like, no, absolutely not. And anyway, so she got up, and then this other random guy got up, and I couldn't believe my eyes because he actually looked normal. And I don't mean like these people aren't normal, but he actually looked like whatever, flannel shirt, beard, like he wasn't like any stilettos and, you know, lipstick and all that shit. Anyway, he ruins that. After about 10 seconds, all of a sudden he puts on a blonde wig and starts smearing lipstick on his lips. I'm like, man, you had to ruin it. But I don't know, man. It was funny. It was a trip, bucket list, I guess. I could say I've been to a weird place like that. But it was one of those clubs where people have sex in the fucking back rooms, and there's cocaine being snorted off dicks, probably.
Why can't I find that place?
Because it's in New York City, man. It's in Brooklyn. Exactly. It's in Mario's hometown. Super Mario.
I gotta move there.
It was interesting, man. Because it's like, I'd say it was easily 50% transsexual, 40 and maybe 45%, 40% like gay guy, and then 10% straight woman. You know, that was kind of like the demo. But yeah, so you saw a lot of guys that were like transsexuals, but you also saw a lot of guys that were just like cross-dressers that looked like during the day they had wives and kids and hard hat jobs, but at night and the weekends they fucking it was really freaky. Weird. Yeah, you'd see a guy that looks like Mick Foley. He's got tattoos all over his arms, you know, fucking big old grungy beard. But then on this night, he's wearing high heels and fucking stockings and no pants, and his dick is swinging. Because I saw like just a bunch of like weird looking, normal, manly men walking around with their ass hanging out and fucking dicks hanging out and wearing stockings. Like, this is circumcised. Dude, I really wasn't trying to. I really wasn't trying to zone in that much. Anyway, back to the movie. I've talked a little bit too much about that. TGRI. You know what? It's funny. Why did they switch it from TCRI to TGRI?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, what's the point of that? There's absolutely no point. Was this an error, a continuity error on the people who made the sequel?
Maybe it was one of those WWF things where there was another World Wildlife Federation or
somebody had a problem with it. Like, okay, yeah. It was all right when we just showed it in a flashback in the first movie, but it's actually a main plot point in this one. There's a company.
Yeah.
I know the turtles,
Fantastic.
the NECA turtle statues I have. They come with the
Those are
TC.
fucking great looking.
They're great. I got all 4 of them
Are you
now.
gonna
But
get the trench coat Raph
I'm really thinking about it. I might.
when he comes out watching Critters?
The good thing is I have plenty of time to get it. I mean, there's no rush on it. They'll have it available for a while, but I might. I kind of want to get. I kind of want to get the life size canister too, the TCRI canister.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, the thing is they're supposed to come out with Shredder, and I think he's still coming out. So it's like, do I get the trench wrap before I get Shredder? Because I have to get Shredder. What I'll do is, I'll keep all the 4 regular turtles together because I got them on display on top of my podcast desk here and it looks sweet. But I feel like if I put Trenchcoat Raph up there, it would throw everything off because there's 2 Raphs.
Did you ever tell the story about how somehow the fucking Raphael fell and broke your monitor?
Yeah, so I got a really sweet setup here, man. I'm looking at about 4 monitors. 2 of them are for work. My podcasting setup, I got I got a laptop here and I got a second monitor I watch my movies on and stuff. Raphael fell off and fucking broke the monitor I'm watching Turtles on right now.
That's how heavy he is.
He fell off, and literally the screen I'm watching right now has like a big crack going down the middle of it. He fucking broke the shit. They're heavy. They're fucking heavy, and they're quality, man. The biggest complaint I think about the NECA shit is that for as much money as they cost, they can't provide stands, like, to put their feet in, and they don't. So people have to like go to like eBay because people will make them to fit NECA figures, and you buy them through other people. Mm-hmm. But I gotta look into. I took them down. Actually. They're not where I wanted them to be because they kept falling. So I need to find out where I can get a quality stand.
I keep thinking they have long hair and it's leaning like over their shoulders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Look at that T2 font. That's what numbers look like in T2. It's funny when you see people in the early 90s on computers and they're just like randomly typing shit and it's just a bunch of random numbers. Like, 1 second while I hack into the system.
Do you see the back of like underneath the shell of their costumes?
Oh, let me see. What can you see? Like cloth?
Yeah, I can't believe I didn't notice this shit as a kid.
Maybe it's the magic of HD now, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Oh, just like that weird looking cloth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we suspended our disbelief when we were kids.
That's definitely how they get into the suit. Is like they probably get in through the back and then the shell goes over it.
Yeah. Good shot.
Is he still like overdubbed in this one?
Look at all these foot soldiers that aren't doing anything. They're just dancing and posing. See, look at him back there. What are they doing? See that one with the sticks, dude? Just kind of. What's he doing? Like, is that they go, okay, and when on my say so, everybody act retarded, okay, and action.
Was Donnie just using his stick?
Let's see. No, he's kind of dodging everybody. No, he's using it to prop himself up as he jump and kicks people.
He was hitting somebody earlier, real
well,
quick.
Let me see. Look, no one's attacking him. There's always foot soldiers just kind of hanging out behind him. See, Raph? Why aren't they doing anything? The fat foot soldier. I'm glad to see that they're an equal opportunity employer.
They hire teenagers.
My biggest question, that fat one, how did he pass the foot soldier initiative test?
I'm not even noticing a fat one.
What? Look. Watch. It's the one that just caught it, dude.
Oh, he just looks bigger than the rest. Okay.
Yeah, he's fat. He had a big old ass, dude. A big old fat.
Well, they're wearing black, man. It's very slimming.
It is. Anyway, I've always wondered how he passed the initiative. Because, the one that Kino has to do, and he has to be so fast and quiet, removing all the bells without making a sound. How did that fat one do it?
Maybe he was a muscle more than a fast guy.
Maybe he put weight on after getting hired.
Mm-hmm. It's their fucking like headquarters. They got all that food and like shit. Those video games.
I don't know if he's overdubbed in this one. He actually sounds. I don't know. Like I think it's his real voice, and I think it's his real voice in the first one too. Maybe, I don't know. But it just sounds so fucking overdubbed, like he couldn't get it right when they were filming, and they had to just do his lines after.
Yeah, he just grunts a lot.
But he's in Showdown in Little Tokyo, and he talks, and he doesn't sound anything like this. That's what makes me think he is overdubbed. Because remember, in Showdown in Little Tokyo, he's like, "Want to see you." He's got that kind of voice, like it's real high pitched. Look, that my theory that poster's all crinkled up is because Michelangelo's taken it off the wall so many times to take it into the bathroom. Look at it.
It almost looked like Caroline Monroe on it.
I don't know who that is.
She's in like Maniac, like the girl in there. She's in Slaughter High.
Are turtles the animals that have like the weird little dick that comes out and it looks like a pig's tail?
I don't know.
You know, it's like this little bitty worm that comes out out of nowhere because it doesn't show itself.
Did you ever see that video of the two turtles fucking? And it's like ah, and like its throat like opens up all weird. I remember seeing that a long time ago.
There's maybe it's what they used to make that Coldplay video. Have you seen that Coldplay video?
Mm-mm.
It's I don't remember. I think it's Clocks, the song, but it's like shows the video and then they splice it with a turtle, so it's like you, and then it shows the turtle. Ah, he's just making that noise, and it's funny, man. Here, I'll have to find it actually.
Dude, April's hot in this movie.
Yeah.
What's she up to these days?
Her, man, I don't know. I want to say she might have been on some medical show. Maybe she like had a brief stint on ER or something.
I'd let her check my temperature. Through the ass.
I'm trying to find this.
You ever had to get your temperature taken through the ass?
It's never happened. No. Oops.
Me neither.
Sorry, that was a video I had up already. Before we started recording, I was watching this video of this woman that was under scrutiny because she's being interviewed on some news channel, and she's from Utah, and she was getting a lot of flack for claiming she breastfed her baby while getting fucked.
Cool.
And, of course, her argument's that it's not weird. But then the argument's like, yeah, that's kind of weird. It's like you're getting sexually stimulated and the nipple's also kind of a stimulator.
What if his jizz went through her tit and came out of her nipple while she was breastfeeding?
I don't know. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I get it. Breastfeeding is breastfeeding. Nothing wrong with that. But, like, the nipples are also sensitive in that way, too. So if you're getting railed by your husband... and then your baby's also sucking on your nipple.
I wouldn't be able to get a boner if there was a child in the room.
I wouldn't either. That's just the weirdest. Like, yeah, so like, why aren't they talking to the guy?
That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, I'm sure the baby has like a blanket.
I don't know. Maybe if you have a kid, you're just so fucking annoyed because it's always crying, so you just seize the moment anyway.
Well, that's kind of their thing is like, you know, we're busy. We're new parents, so you don't have any time. But I would just have to not have sex for a little while if that's the case. But, you know, she says it's okay because, well, it's not like he was awake. He was asleep breastfeeding. It's like, okay. All I know is if I had repressed memories of being like a newborn or a 3-month-old baby and my, you know, sucking on my mom's tit while my dad fucked her, I don't know. It's kind of messed up.
That should be like a fucking, like if I ever write it, and if I ever write a biography, that's going to be how I was conceived.
But the thing is, this chick is hot though. I think she's really attractive. She's from Utah. And
she's probably a Mormon. She'd let you marry her as like your third wife.
No, she looks Hispanic, Latina, but and I don't think she's a Mormon, but not that there's no Mormon Latina. I don't fucking know. But anyway, so like, and she's on this news broadcast and she's breastfeeding her baby as she's being interviewed via satellite.
You see her titty?
Dude, she's got big jugs.
Fuck yeah.
Those big breastfeeding milk jugs.
Isn't it funny that you can like go to YouTube and watch videos of chicks' titties as long as they're breastfeeding?
That's not a turn on for me at all.
I'd jack off to it.
No, not me.
If I couldn't find porn, I'd do it.
No, I mean, like, yeah, as soon as like a baby, if a woman's breastfeeding, it just becomes like a biology thing. It's not even attractive. It's not that kind of fucking thing. But one cannot deny the impacts of breastfeeding because it makes their fucking honkers huge.
Remember that gif I sent you of that chick like fingering herself and she was like lactating as she was doing it?
What?
That
I'm
was
pretty
awesome.
sure. I'm pretty sure any link you sent me, I ignored it, as I usually do.
Okay, so April in this movie's name is Paige Turco.
Yeah, I knew that. Paige Turco. Uh-huh.
She was on NCIS. That's probably what
Okay.
you're thinking of.
Yeah, okay, NCI. Yeah, you know what, you're right.
I'd beat that pussy up.
Okay, it's all clear. New York City's all clear. You guys can just run across the street.
Beat the pussy up. Beat the pussy up.
I told you, man. I had there's no worse nightmare than, you know, dreaming about one of those turtles fingering your asshole with those big turtle fingers.
That'd be hot.
That thing would dilate your butthole fucking 5 inches.
Mm-hmm. Mine's already that wide.
You know what? They don't even need to worry about being undercover and not being seen, because if I saw those fucking things walking around New York, I would just think they strayed from Times Square. Like they're fucking dudes in costumes. You know, those guys that take pictures. It's just like, okay,
Look
great.
like some kind of big turtle in a trench coat.
You're going to LaGuardia, right? That's Raph, yeah. Now, I know in the first Turtles movie, all the people in the costumes make appearances in the movie, right? You know,
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know if that's the case with this one. Why don't we look up some trivia?
That thing on the wall looks like a cock with smoke coming out of it.
You know, it's funny. I've never noticed that little thing. It's funny how these like little details you don't ever focus on. But I've never noticed that. I never noticed when April missed the cup, like you were saying.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies, man. I never noticed when Michelangelo was eating the pizza in the apartment that the pizza was just kind of like mashed and hanging off his lip because he can't really eat it. Because he's like a fucking showbiz pizza guy. I'm going to look it up. Let's look up. Because I've seen this movie a million times. But let me see if there's any fun facts. Oh, it's obviously the You're not that part, are you?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why. See, whenever
It's only voodoo. It's fucking voodoo.
whenever like the commentary is being edited and then I put the audio over it, it might like be out of sync again.
We just got to ride with it, dude. It's just a voodoo thing. This doesn't happen anywhere else but voodoo. And it's, dude, I now have faster internet than you, right? I did upgrade my internet last week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, it's not my connection. Everything else works fucking it's always voodoo.
It's the player. It's like whatever
Oh, so
whatever kind of plugins it uses, it just...
So maybe I need to look on like Mozilla next time. But right now, Donatello just opened the train. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, but when I was a kid, though, I always wanted to live here. I'm like, this looks sweet, but it looks like a clubhouse.
Yeah. Why would this be in the sewer?
It's not a sewer. It's a subway station.
Oh, yeah.
It's an abandoned subway station.
But it's New York. Why would they abandon a subway station?
Yeah, I know. You'd think they would use it somehow. It's like, well, they do that. The old Albany one in Ghostbusters 2, the abandoned subway.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's pretty neat, though.
That's going to teach kids that they need to go around sewers looking for abandoned subways because they're always cool. And you can use them for a clubhouse.
And you could just walk down the track like the Ghostbusters do.
Mm-hmm.
I
I wonder if Shredder ever took off that helmet and tried to stab somebody.
Does he, what is his helmet made out of?
I said that on the first commentary too.
Did you?
I realized that as I was saying it.
So what the fuck is his, I get it. He had to sort of like repair his helmet because it got crushed, which by the way, I don't know how he survived that.
There's
But regardless, how did he fix his helmet? His helmet looks like it's got like duct tape all over it.
Yeah, we saw it like crush it like a can opener, like or the fucking whenever Casey
And
Jones just
Yeah,
threw the
whoops.
switch. Yeah.
And man, I mean, that aside, he's a true masterworks with the metal because look at those sweet fucking like serrated edges he put in the blades, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing. Donnie. This guy looks like the kind of guy that would be one of the guys in the turtle suits, you know?
I
Get that
never
little roll.
noticed he had a ponytail.
You never did? I always noticed he had that fucking thing. He always had that ass fuck assistance.
He should have it like going over the front of his body, like the turtles.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up facts about this movie. There's got to be a lot of cool stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing if I know anything or I find out anything I've never known. Because I've seen this movie a lot. It's got, the professor in this movie. It's funny how he's also in Titanic. He went from this to Titanic.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
See, why is Leo so pissed here?
He's look, he just convulsed. His face just twitched. That was weird. Did you see that animatronic twitch?
Somebody knocked the guy's arm who was controlling his mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
She is so fucking cute, man.
Yeah, she's attractive, but that's so funny. Yeah, he had a twitch. They just let shit pass.
He came.
Just getting in the ass right now.
So,
come on.
Partry, how long has it been since you've seen Partry?
It's been a little while, but I know that movie like the back of my hand, dude. I know all these movies like the back of my hand. What 'em? Look, dude, look how fucking big he made that blade on top. It was not erect. It wasn't that long, dude. And it wasn't that like high off the helmet. That's like an entirely different model. He did not turn that into that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
His ego got bruised after he lost the first time, so he had to make it bigger.
Right. We're gonna see the dime store Bebop and Rocksteady.
Yeah, why'd they do that? I wonder why.
They could have easily made a Bebop and Rocksteady, you know?
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Instead, they just like, let's make new characters.
Maybe they wanted to sell toys and they wanted to create new characters.
Mm-hmm.
Just to have. But I mean,
maybe they figured like, oh, we can if we don't use them here, we can put them in another sequel.
But I mean, yeah, I don't know. But being a kid, you're a little disappointed. It's like, why not Bebop and Rocksteady? But I think it's pretty cool how they put these guys in Turtles in Time, though.
Mm-hmm. And you get to fight them and Bebop and Rocksteady.
I know, it's pretty rad. I'm looking for fucking. Come on, where's the
babies?
Look at that sweet. Babies. Look at that sweet vocal effect he has. He's using like the scream thing. Bang. So it's funny. Hold on. Looks ridiculous. That fucking thing looks like a Muppet.
I would love to have these guys in my backyard.
Dude, that Razor looks like he has the face of like Munchie. He's got the same kind of eyes. They're just adorable. They're not threatening.
He's gonna dispose of them.
See, I don't know. Inferior. So, the Doctor, in exchange, Shredder was going to get rid of these threats to society. He was going to kill them because they were infantile. But the Doctor cared about the animals so much where he's like, no, keep them around. Look, they can lift shit and cause real damage. Just don't kill them. If I saw those things, I'd be like, dude, kill them. Take them out. They're dangerous. Hey, there's Michael J. White. See the red shirt? Spawn.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever noticed that before?
No. Spawn's a good movie.
Look, there he is, man. Wearing that karate shirt.
We should do Spawn and laugh at the CG.
No, yeah. No, I have. We've talked about doing Spawn a few times.
Oh, that's the dude that replaced Bon Scott in AC/DC.
With that fucking hat. Brian Johnson.
He got the same haircut, too.
That's Dr. Dre. There. But yeah, man, Michael J. White. I forgot about that. Man, I don't like the IMDb page. Like, I can't ever find the trivia section.
It's like towards the bottom.
I mean, like, maybe they just don't have it. Because I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Okay, I knew this. Ernie Reyes Jr. was Donatello's fight double in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990. Producers liked Reyes so much. I think his name is Reyes, I think. I'm not sure, though. They created the role of Keno just for him to replace the ultra-violent Casey Jones. That's true. He is kind of the replacement for Casey Jones.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, man.
Because he was too violent? That's why they got rid of him?
I mean, that's kind of his nature. He's a vigilante. But so why'd they bring him back and totally pussify him in the third one?
Who knows?
Why'd they bring him back for the most kiddie one?
Was it this movie that had the trailer at the beginning for Surf Ninjas, or Surf Ninjas had the trailer for this movie at the beginning?
No, Surf Ninjas was on this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was freaking...
And then Michelangelo narrated.
Doing the narration.
Total babe! Whoa! The original...
They're going to L.A.!
The original TMNT film, the Turtles' facial expressions were cable operated with all the motors, servos, etc., housed in the shell. In this movie, thanks to a larger budget, the animatronics were much smaller and lighter and were built into the face itself. That's why. That's got to be why they look better.
Mm-hmm.
Starting in this film, Paige Turco
lucky.
takes over the role of April O'Neil. Turco bears more of a resemblance to the character as she's seen in the original Mirage comic book. The original TMNT actress, Judith Hoag, was never even approached about the idea of reprising her role from the first movie, and she blames it on her own personal complaining, particularly about the 6-day schedule and the amount of violence in the movie. You mean she was bitching about being on that movie?
She only shot for 6 days, or was that the
6
whole
days
shoot?
a week. 6 days a week. Who cares, dude? 6 days a week, you get 1 day off. Are you really being that big of a princess?
Guess so.
That's not that fucking bad.
Plus, it was independent. Those are always like rough shoots.
They were. It was an independent movie, small budget, Golden Harvest. Nobody would pick it up. Nobody would option it. The big studios all turned it down for some reason. Which still blows me away. In 1990, Turtles was all the rage. You'd think
Isn't that funny? Like, the studios don't want to touch these original ideas until they come out independently, make a lot of money. They're like, oh, now we'll take it. Let's make the sequel.
Yeah, I mean... But yeah, so nobody would option it, and so it was done on a shoestring. I literally think it was done for like, $1 million?
Something like that, yeah.
I think it was done for like $1 million. But yeah, dude, at least she's admitting it. Her own personal bitching about 6-day schedules and the amount of violence. I'm sorry, man, but she wasn't known for anything. The only thing that she was on was Roseanne. She was on like a couple of episodes of Roseanne.
She on any other TV?
Not that I ever noticed.
Yeah.
She was in the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, the remake.
But yeah, man, like if you're an actress and you get a role in a popular property, why are you going to bitch about 6 days a week? And why are you going to bitch about violence, man?
I think I remember reading that she didn't like the violence because she had kids that were into the cartoon.
Yeah, but you're a working actress and it's a really nice break. It's like, why would you... Who cares, man?
It's really weird this. It's so cartoony, the violence. It was the fact that it was considered violence even then.
Yeah, it's not. I'd be more concerned that, Raphael was saying, damn.
Mm-hmm.
The fight double for Donatello in this movie, Stephen Ho, kept the Donatello head, became a stand-up comedian, and uses it in his act. I'm sure that goes over really well.
Shredder!
Yeah, he's extra New Yorker in this movie. I can still hear out of this one. His ear. Originally, the studio wanted Bebop and Rocksteady from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon to appear. However, Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird were not in favor of it. So Toka and Razar were created. Interesting.
Were they the guys that created the puppets, or?
That's the creators of the Turtles, the comics.
Yeah.
So I wonder why, though. I'm not too savvy on the comic books. I actually have some of the old comics, but...
Were they in the comic book?
That's what I'm saying. Cartoon? I mean, I think if anybody out there is knowledgeable of the comics, did they play like a huge role in the comics? Maybe that's why he's like...
I know Shredder wasn't a big role at all. He was dead by like the 3rd issue in the comics.
Well, and they explored like the aliens and different races and shit like that a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'd like somebody to school us on that. Maybe Bebop and Rocksteady weren't even super prominent, and he's like, look, let's move away from them. I wish a better trivia tidbit would be explaining why they said no. It's like, I'm asking so many questions
You
here.
could run into that later on.
Yeah, like as I'm going down. The building used for the entrance to April's apartment is the office to the New York location of Jim Henson's Creature Shop. That's neat.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever see that show that was on, like...
Fraggle Rock?
It was like, you know that sci-fi show, Face Off, where they're doing makeup effects? It was like a Jim Henson School version where they made puppets and shit.
I've heard of it, but I never watched it. Somebody was telling me about it one time, actually. They kept telling me about it. You gotta watch the show Face Off. Mm-hmm. So, but I'd never watched it.
The Jim Henson one was pretty interesting, too. I think it probably only lasted like a season or two.
Let's see. The abandoned subway station, which serves as the Turtles' new lair, is based on the real-life City Hall station of the former Interborough Rapid Transit Company in NYC. Although the station itself is decommissioned, the track on which it is located is still active. That's not interesting. I shouldn't have read that.
I love that. I think we missed it, but that line where he's like, "It's quiet.
The Shred Dude!
A little too quiet."
Oh, yeah, he said a little too Raph. Yeah,
there's Raph. A little too Raph.
Yeah, it's a kid joke.
I still laugh at it. I'm such a fucking kid.
This isn't violent. They took out all the violence in this movie, but this imagery isn't violent. Because, okay, so they don't show it, but you know all of our minds were imagining it when they're dragging the turtles over these blades.
Yeah, I remember thinking, like, dude, their foot's gonna scrape on that big fucking shard.
They don't show it, but the implication of it implying it's gonna make our brains go there.
You know what's funny, too, is that I blocked out Vanilla Ice in this movie until just now.
Yeah, and that's commercialism at its this movie, too. That's something else that taints this movie.
Who was the motherfucker that's like, let's put Vanilla Ice. He's going to be big in a couple years.
He was big. What are you talking about? He was big when this came out.
I mean, you think they would have picked somebody that they thought would still be around.
Oh, well, at the time, he had a hit and everything else. So it's like they wanted to attract a young audience. This is awesome, man. Splinter, fucking rescue. He's not just stuck behind a fucking counter in this one.
Yeah, it's almost jarring because you never see
him back
anywhere.
There?
Yeah.
He literally looks like an animatronic from like Disney World or something.
I wish they fucking made life-size versions of these guys. I'd buy them all.
No, it'd be sweet, man, to have like just like straight from this movie, like statues, like right there.
A stand-up of fucking Splinter.
How could he not rip his lips off that? Look at that. It's not that big. He could just like talk.
Right there, too. Just not even covering both lips.
Yeah, just so stupid. He should have had a ball gag in his mouth.
It is funny. I never noticed that. Like, they have these weapons and aren't using them.
No, they don't use them at all in this movie.
So it's probably the same in 3, right?
Yeah, 3. This dude 3's even worse. 3 is nothing but fucking jokes and silly bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at this bullshit right here. Look at this. It's just dumb.
It would have been better if it was fucking
Look, we actually see Splinter walking a little bit. They still very cleverly don't show you his bottom half, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I still remember, like, on the original movie, if you had the VHS version, that's the square aspect ratio.
Yeah.
Whenever Splinter throws... Oh. Wait a minute. You there?
What?
Fuck. My movie just, like... My window just, like, went off. I got scared for a second, like the movie crashed or something. Whenever Splinter throws Shredder off... Like, there's this one shot where you can see the entire, like, harness thing that's controlling Splinter. But not on the widescreen versions.
Yeah, and the reason why that stuff gets by, though, is because when it's in theaters, it cuts off. But then when they format it for the square ratio or whatever, then it's like, oh, shit, here's all the shit we thought we cut out.
Mm-hmm. Like the fucking... The chain getting fed through the thing on Pee-wee, the bottom of the...
So why is Donatello not dead?
Because he's superhuman.
He just fucking threw his ass.
His facial expressions are funny.
Yeah, they're not realistic looking. It's like the fat kid on a Hook.
They should have morphed together and made a big turtle ball like
Big
the
critter.
critters. Yeah.
Or a station.
Yeah. He just found a save point.
So, how are they able to just like lift these sewers up with ease?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, look, so the next shot, it's already going to be opened. Like, we don't actually see them struggling. See?
Yeah.
They're not that easy to get up.
I think they're usually bolted down.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, but even then, even if they weren't bolted down, man, they used to have, like, tools that lifted them up.
Yeah. That one foot soldier, like, that one foot soldier.
What?
Go ahead.
I was just saying they just fucking stood there and took it. That bar's coming at him. They're just like, oh.
Yeah, the one, like, that was on his knees, like, actually moved his head so that it would hit him.
Oh, yeah, it's so stupid. What's the point of giving Toka and Razar armor if they're not going to use their weapons?
To make them look cool.
This is funny. I do like this part.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's hard. Like, if you look at it, it's like he shouldn't have got stuck anyway. Because over half of them made it down. So it's like, see, most of his shell made it down. So it's just like,
Well, his arms.
yeah.
Yeah, his arms wouldn't let him go through. And he doesn't have the kind of arms that he could, like, just put them up.
Oh,
and plus,
yeah.
he's stupid. So. Yeah. That's pretty
I
fun.
would lick that foot.
Look, why, you know what I used to always think about as a kid?
What?
Okay, Leonardo could have fucking maimed his enemy right there and just sliced off his feet. Put him out of commission, you know?
They don't want to kill anybody.
No, but he could. Because even then, here after this, they're going to be like, we got to face Toka on Razor. I'm like, no, you had him right there. His feet were dangling down. He was stuck. Just fucking slice his legs off.
It seems like they forget Leonardo's even part of the group most of the time.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why he's the leader anyway. I mean, Raph's the focus.
He has to have the least amount of lines in the movie.
Raph's the focus on all of them.
Yeah,
which is funny, but in the third one too, he has the relationship with the boy and the girl, Mitsu, and all that shit. No, Mitsu's Michelangelo.
I guess they just figured he's the most interesting character.
He's got the most layers to him. Like, he's the most, yeah. Look, yeah, okay, Splinter standing. There you go. We saw him.
Fantastic.
So why is he super shocked to see the rat when he's talking to turtles? And he saw a big old fucking werewolf.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see. Donatello, isn't it? An unknown mixture of discarded chemicals was accidentally exposed to a series
Donatello.
of waves, and the resulting ooze.
It's weird that Donatello, like, his whole thing from the cartoon didn't really make it in the movies. It seems like very, very little of it.
Oh, his genius for building shit.
Yeah.
Well, in this he does the computers.
Yeah, that one scene.
You know, that's it. And then I want to say, does he utilize it in the third one?
I think it's been the longest since I've seen that one.
Doesn't he kind of put together some like fake ass scepter in the third one? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I think he repairs it or something.
Or he puts together like a makeshift. I don't know. I feel like I'm mixing up other movies. Like, I feel like, why do I get the feeling he got like a blacksmith and shit to help him make shit? You know, I think he did.
I think he does fix it or something because it gets broke. I found out recently that in China, any movie where there's time travel is banned.
Why?
I think it's China. Maybe it's
bad luck.
I don't know. So does that mean that Turtles 1 and 2 are fine, but Turtles 3 is banned?
Terminator 2's banned.
These motherfuckers never seen Terminator, never seen Back to the Future.
Well, the thing is they can see it, man. They all use proxies and torrents, and they download shit.
Mm-hmm. So what's the point of even banning anything?
Well, I mean, they still have it on a tight leash. I mean, the thing is all the internet and the proxy, all using proxy servers and torrenting, that's all still relatively new for in the grand scope of things. They never could do that.
I remember hearing that they banned the Ghostbusters remake because it's like, this is a thing of the devil or something. Something weird.
Spirits, I don't know. But you got to imagine in like the early 90s when we didn't have, in the 90s when there was like no torrenting or whatever, it wasn't widespread. Literally, unless shit got a physical release, this shit was not in China or Russia or whatever. It was like bootlegged or something. People just.
But then you got things like Cannibal Holocaust, which was huge.
Are they
in
fucking
China.
back there? It was because it underground, I guess, got passed around. Bootlegs.
I think that it actually showed in theaters there.
Oh, really? They don't care about slaughtering animals, dude. They fucking eat dogs and stuff.
Mm-hmm. That was another idea I had. I was like, we should do fucking
Cannibal Holocaust?
that plus what was the documentary I said we should watch?
Oh, Mondo Cane? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I was like, we should watch Mondo Cane and just give reactions to it.
I'd honestly be down. I think Cannibal Holocaust would be fun, just to do it.
That should be a hobo Mondo Cane.
Yeah, and honestly, Cannibal Holocaust should be too. But the thing is on Hobo, Hobo never did commentaries. It was just a podcast, though.
Yeah.
I mean, did you guys do a commentary before? Is that what you guys started doing?
Not yet. We were talking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if those should be commentaries. It's like we do commentaries here. It's so confusing, you know?
You're not the decider, bitch. Riverman's the decider.
I guess the guy that won't even do them.
You try to tell me how to do my job.
But then my job.
I'd still hit April. I still hit that.
Why in the early 90s was the shoulder pad look popular? I mean, why was it hot to make your chicks look like football players?
I don't know. I don't notice it. You bring it up a lot, though.
Do I bring it up a lot?
Anytime you bring it up, I'm like, oh, I didn't notice.
You don't notice you don't notice how big her shoulders are?
No.
Look at them. She's wearing shoulder pads, man. They all do. I saw there was a chick back there.
That was probably just like, oh yeah,
like
broad shoulders is the look.
Yeah, it was the shoulder pad thing.
Well, I can't say that either, but
Is there anything else you'd like not to tell me?
It's weird the trends that happen.
very dangerous.
Yeah. Do you think shoulder pads will ever come back?
Maybe. I hope the 80s hair comes back on the chicks.
I hope Bush never comes back. Not the band, the fucking pubic hair.
I don't hope the band comes back, but Bush is fine with me.
You like
I
Bush?
eat that cotton candy.
No, seriously. Do you like Bush?
It's fine with me.
Really? I think it's disgusting.
Really? Why?
I just don't like it. I'm spoiled.
I remember hearing somebody like, oh, it makes me think that there's a lot of diseases in there or something. But then, like, turns out that hair actually shields from diseases more.
Well, I mean, I think it has to have a function.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think there's a natural function to it. I don't know. But I come from an era, obviously, where the revolution started, where we just have, like, Brazilian waxes and whatnot. I'm like, yeah, I like it.
What the
Like,
fuck?
why-
You were born before me, motherfucker.
I know, but as the whole coming of age thing, and at that age, it's like, that's what it is. Okay, so the first dirty magazines I ever found, yeah, it was back when the landing strips were big. Not Bush's. That's like 70s, man, 80s. But in the 90s, it was all about the landing strip and the Hitler mustache, right? So I used to have the Playboy magazines and stuff like that, and
I never got the landing strip. If you're going to shave that much, just shave it all.
yeah, it's weird. It's like grooming your facial hair. It's like, you know, I guess it's like a goatee for your vagina.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but or maybe the idea was to like keep the Hitler stash, just actually keep like the labia covered. I don't know.
Why do you want to cover that? That's the best part.
Not on some girls. That's for sure, man. You bring some mayonnaise, man, to that party, and you got yourself a fucking picnic.
You ever been trimming your pubes and like the teeth on the razor, like kind of get your sack, and it's like, ah,
Yeah, and you bleed.
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, I was at Yeah, no, that happened. I'm pretty good with it now, but or on the shaft too.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to pull your cock so you can stretch out the skin to make it smooth.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like shave down it, so you don't like you can't shave a wrinkly fucking shaft.
Mm-hmm.
Can't do it. But no, I went to a concert like 3 months ago or something, and there was an intermission at this show, and I went to the restroom and I was going commando. I was wearing jeans, no underwear, and I was in a rush to get back to my seat before the second act started, and I fucking just zipped up my fucking jeans. For the first time in my life, I've never done that. I've never done the something about Mary before.
You zipped your dick up?
I zipped my dick up.
Damn.
Bare dick. And I fucking, dude, you should have seen me whelp. And it's a bathroom. It's packed at a concert. I'm just like, oh, I fucking just freaked out. And I had to get it out of there. And I was fucking bleeding. I'm like, oh. And I went back to my seat and I was sitting next to my brother. I'm like, I fucking just zipped my cock in my pants.
Did you get the zipper all the way to the top still, like in Something About Mary?
Oh, it wasn't as bad as that. Where
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's possible. You would have like left. You would have like severed skin.
Yeah, is it the Frank or the beans?
I whelped though. I whelped. It hurt so bad.
What did you? Was it just some of your sack skin or like the head? What was it?
It was the fucking. It was some of the shaft skin and my head.
Ah,
it hurt, dude, and it had to heal. And now I'm super conscious because I'm getting candid here, folks. I don't like to wear underwear that much.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I do sometimes, but I love wearing a nice soft pair of denim jeans, man. Going commando, it feels good. Feels good against my shit. Anyway, now I'm extra careful. If I'm going commando and I have to use the restroom at like a urinal or whatever, I'm now extremely because when I started doing that, that's when I just started doing that. I hadn't really entered the commando jeans phase.
I don't think I've zipped my dick up since I was a kid.
I never did it when I was a kid, but I'm saying like that was me just starting going commando in jeans. I'm like, oh, this feels good. I used to think it was weird and I was embracing it. So I wasn't used to it. I'm used to having like fucking boxers under there and just like zipping up willy nilly, right? Because I got the boxers there to protect. And dude, no, didn't happen. So
you get your shit stains right in your pants.
Well, I have to wash my jeans more. That's for sure. I wouldn't stick your fucking nose in the inside of my jeans and smell.
It's weird how like your ass sweat just naturally has that brown color. Because it makes you think that you're shitting every time and you don't notice.
It does. I don't think mine does.
Mine does, it seems like. Okay. Unless I am shitting and I don't know.
I think you're not wiping your ass good enough, my friend.
Oh, I wipe my ass really good.
If your ass sweat is brown, that means you're not wiping your ass very well.
Like, I'm one of those guys that, like, I don't fold the toilet paper. I just fucking, I put a whole, like, shitload around my hand, wipe it, and I keep going until there's nothing. So I don't think I'm not wiping it right.
At the end, I stick a piece of toilet paper like an inch into my asshole just to get, I learned that trick from Howard Stern.
I've never stuck anything up my asshole.
Never? Yeah, I do it just to like get get extra clean. Or like a wet wipe, a baby wipe.
Does it hurt when you stick something up your asshole?
I don't stick it up far. I just stick like, we're talking like to the first knuckle on my finger, dude.
That's kind of far.
Is it? I don't think so.
To me, like I've never done it.
Your ass is fucking dirty, man. So like I finish off with a baby wipe and then I might take a baby wipe and stick it up my asshole just a little bit to get that shit up there. Just a little bit, man. Not a lot. Why are you freaking out about this?
I'm not freaking out. I've just never done it.
You should try it, man. You'll never go back. But like I said, yeah, I think you're not wiping your ass good enough. Because, like, think about it. If you take a real mean shit, like one that's like chocolate rain, that shit backsplashes and gets all over your ass cheeks. And let's just say that stuff just kind of dries on there, and then you start sweating. I think that's what it is, man.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because when you have one of those shits,
maybe it's because you shave your ass. Maybe the hair just like
no, not at all. I do not. But whenever
you said you did.
I don't shave my ass.
I thought you said you shaved the hair out of your ass.
Never said I shave my ass.
I thought you did. Maybe I'm thinking
No,
something
I
else.
shave my taint. I don't shave my ass. But I'm saying, if you have one of those like chocolate rain shits, it doesn't look like you have shit on your ass cheeks. But if you were to take a piece of toilet paper and dab it on your ass cheek, it's going to be a little brown because there is some on there. I'm saying that fucking dries on there because you're not wiping your ass cheeks. And then when you sweat, it's just like moistening up that fucking old water shit and it's making the sweat. I think that's what's happening, man. I can't speak for you.
I think you should lick my sweaty ass and then we'll know.
I'm just saying sweat ain't brown, man. And especially when you're saying, isn't it weird how ass sweat's just brown
Maybe it
naturally?
mixes with my dingleberries and makes it brown.
Isn't it funny how my ass sweat's just brown? Like, no, brown attached to your ass? I don't think that's just a coincidence. Which one's the ugly one?
Neither of them are ugly. They're cute.
Yeah, they are. They should have made little, cute little plushies.
That's the ugly one right there, that guy on stage.
Yeah.
That shitty ass haircut.
I never seen a black guy with a rat tail. Weird.
He had to get some black guys to stand next to him to like
Just
raise
give
his
some
street
cred.
cred. Yeah.
Look, like, what is he even doing? Why is he fucking with him? Just,
Look at these dudes.
I love this place. Look at these children act. Look at this children's act.
Is this the kind of clubs he was playing in New York back when he was huge? Just random, like in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's what doesn't make sense. They always do that in the movies where they have like a celebrity, you know?
Yeah.
And they're always playing a venue they would never play.
It's like, how didn't we hear the music from the building before they entered in there?
On TV shows too. It's like they'd play some shitty nightclub that's part of the TV set or something. I'm like, this clearly if they're big enough to have a guest spot on this fucking TV show, they're too big to play this dump.
It's a good thing the guy that made the beat for this specific Turtle song was in that club that day and played it so that he could rap over it and make the song about the turtles that he's seeing right now.
And are we supposed to believe that he's really that good at freestyle? I mean,
He's
seriously.
not that good at written shit.
But I'm saying, this is like, if this is freestyle, it's pretty legit. And he's saying ninja rap, man. How does he know they're ninjas? You think
if this was in Europe, they'd be called hero turtles or whatever.
Yeah, and you think if he was just making an improv rap off what he's seeing going on the dance floor, he would be rapping about puppets, like puppet turtles.
Do you think in the European version he's saying "Go hero, go hero, go"?
No, is that Schneider
It kind of looked like him, yeah.
with Danny DeVito from the Moonwalker movie?
Moonwalker with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, the movie with Danny DeVito as the bad guy.
There's actually acting in it. I figured it was just a concert movie.
No, it's a fucking like, yeah, it is kind of like a music movie, but it's not a concert movie. But there's music
Why the
parts in
fuck
it.
would you watch that?
You've never seen it?
Michael Jackson trying to act.
It's entertaining. Danny DeVito's the bad guy.
Danny DeVito's great.
No, not Danny DeVito, Joe Pesci. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Why was I saying Danny DeVito?
I mentioned Danny DeVito earlier.
Yeah, that's probably why. But Joe Pesci, which is funny, is he retired from acting pretty early. But it's like, man, you made time to do fucking Moonwalker. Why are you too good to do all these other movies?
Maybe that's the movie that sealed the deal. It's like, I'm done with this shit.
One of the last movies that I think he did before he retired. I mean, I know he's coming out of retirement for The Irishman, the Scorsese Netflix movie, which is great. But before that, I think he went out of retirement. He did, I think in the same year, he did Lethal Weapon 4 in 98. And then also with Danny Glover, he did this comedy called Gone Fishing. Did you see that?
I think I seen it see I remember the cover at the video store.
Yeah, they're just next to each other and it's like water.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's totally an old man comedy. Like my grandmother loves that movie. It's because it's totally PG. You know, it's not dirty. And they're just a couple of old guys that, you know, save this chick. It's whatever, but it's definitely an old person. It's a movie you watch with your grandparents and they love it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's funny to see Joe Pesci in a movie like that. I'm like, this is the guy that was not in clean movies.
What the fuck is funny about me? What are you
Look at this. Look at this. They look like he's sticking his dick in his throat. Like from behind. They showed Leo from behind and you see that fucking stick going in his throat. Sorry, it's
They're
Donatello.
actually killing Token Razor. That's mean.
They're not. They're just de-evolving them like King Koopa.
That's going to get them high, baby.
It's the Devo gun.
They like it.
See, in Moonwalker, that little one, that's exactly what Joe Pesci looks like in Moonwalker. He's got that little fucking shit in the back of his head, too.
Now I kind of want to watch it.
We should do a commentary sometime, man.
Just to see Joe Pesci with that little thing on his head. Hey, he just played the song again.
Yeah.
See, that's kind of real to life because he does play the same songs again over and over. You said,
isn't that funny? I never noticed that. That it just started over again and looped.
That's
funny.
He couldn't come up with enough verses to fill the whole scene.
I guess. They had a dance ready to go too.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, if they were a real gang, man, those fucking foot soldiers would have came in there like ISIS and lit them all up with guns. Case closed.
Yeah, the fucking foot. I can't talk tonight. What the fuck? The foot soldiers like they had guns in the Michael Bay movie.
Did they? I tried watching both of those, man. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I watched the second one and I remember nothing about it. It's like a black hole happened and
it's the first one too.
My eyes were seeing it, but I wasn't paying attention to anything going on. Which is funny because that's the first time they ever put Krang in a movie.
Yeah.
And
played by Brad Garrett.
Yeah. Do you know fucking what's his name plays him in the Nintendo cartoon? What's his name from Problem Child?
The fuck are you talking about?
You rotten kids, you should be locked in cages!
Gilbert Gottfried.
He plays Krang? Yeah, I think I heard that.
Just save yourself the trouble, Shredder.
Why do I forget fucking people's names?
I don't know. But it was funny when he says, I'll cover her with this. And we and my brothers used to always make a joke like he had a vial of his cum. He's going to pour it on her.
He's going to put it straight from the tap. He's going to jack off on her tits. Did you see his face? He had like a weird smile on. He's like,
yeah. I'm looking at his teeth right now.
hey, I forgot he was in this movie.
Kino too. This whole third act in Super Shredder's so wasted, man. It's such a wasted opportunity. He turns into Super Shredder and then he just instantly dies, you know? And he kills
turns
himself.
into Kevin fucking Nash.
He does turn to Kevin Nash.
Mid-90s Kevin Nash, baby.
Diesel.
In his prime.
This
When
movie
you could
has
just fuck the shit out of him.
This movie has Kevin Nash and Kevin Clash.
Mm-hmm.
The pearly stuff. The green stuff.
None of that green stuff. He sounds like he's gargling.
Yeah, this would totally happen. Has this ever happened to you at a concert where you're right in front of the main speaker of the PA and it blasted you across the fucking room?
I usually end up with a headache, but no.
Yeah, on what planet is this? Where this happens?
I remember the first concert I ever went to, like the bass. I was right in front of the speaker and the bass guitar was making my guts like shake and I threw up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
The first concert I went to, some fucking sweaty guy's dreadlock went down my throat.
Cool.
It's fucking nasty, and I still didn't throw up. I almost blacked out, though.
Yeah, because it gets so hot and shit.
Yeah, it was packed club, and it's just like I wasn't used to it. It was a fucking crazy crowd, and it's one of those things where you've never been to a concert before, so you just think, oh man, I'll get up front. You don't realize what a mosh pit is and where the danger zones are, and I was just right fucking smack dab at all the shit, and you just don't know how it works. So how come the mutagen mutated his fucking armor and his helmet and his clothes?
It makes no sense, but he looks cool.
Yeah,
See, imagine if they put out a toy of that.
They probably did, and they put him in Turtles in Time as well. It's the final guy. But he's not that big.
Since you guys got to redo, because you guys did an RR retro rampage of the Manhattan Project.
No, we did Hyperstone Heist. We're gonna redo it.
Okay, you should do Turtles in Time when you redo it.
We'll do Turtles in Time too eventually, but Turtles in Time is done to death, and that's the better game. But you know, that one's done a lot. We wanted to do something a little bit different.
Shh, I'm listening to Reason.
I'm listening to Reason. You're ahead of me. Then so be it. Okay, yeah. I never knew. Does he say then so be it, or is he saying then so beat it?
Then so what?
Okay, so he's saying you're gonna kill us all. Does Shredder say then so be it, or does he say then so beat it? Like get out of here then.
Then so be it is what I always thought.
Yeah,
I guess he could be telling him to leave. Maybe he can't control it.
Why did he think this would kill them? They could easily just, like I said, jump off the pier into the water. What does he think he's gonna do? Why? How come he survived a trash compactor, but this is supposed to kill him? You know? Are you doing the plops for the turtles? Bloop, bloop, bloop. I'm not there yet. Now I am. It's like pieces of shit floating in the toilet. Bloop.
That is really anticlimactic.
Yeah, nothing happens. I mean, like, you see Super Shredder, I'm like, man, they're gonna fuck him up, or it's gonna be a big battle. Like in the first movie, there's an actual battle, right? It's kind of cool. Look on his face, Donatello's face. Blah.
Basically, the big battle in this movie is fucking Vanilla Ice playing a shitty song.
Yeah, and they don't even fight Shredder. They just go up there and put on a fucking community theater play for everybody.
I wonder if this was like had rewrites or something, like for the last act.
Look!
Nobody could have survived that.
That's the end of the Shredder.
When does it show April's tits?
I'd make sure they got a body. You know, like somebody get a body and let's make sure it's in the morgue.
Cremate it.
It's too bad they didn't bring him back though. I mean, like, you know what would have been cool in Turtles 3 if it's gonna be all bullshit and they're gonna have ancestors of Casey Jones for some reason in Japan. Why didn't they make an ancestor of the Shredder? You know, and he was kind of like the Shredder.
Or they make it to where they got to go back in time and stop fucking Shredder from ever doing that shit in the first place.
Oh,
but then like Splinter wouldn't have did what he did and made them.
Oh,
so they erase. It's like a Back to the Future situation.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
What's his master's name? Yoshi.
Hamato Yoshi.
Hamato Yoshi.
Hamato Yoshi.
And what was Splinter's name?
Okay, so in the cartoon, Splinter is Hamato Yoshi.
Yeah.
In the movie, his master is Hamato Yoshi.
That's right, yeah.
Which I don't know what it is in the comics. I'd imagine since they say the first movie took inspiration from the comics, that he was probably a rat in the comics. Like, really?
Yeah.
Because that is weird. It kind of breaks the ooze thing and the mutagen if they turned a human to a rat. It's kind of weird. No, because I guess they do that to like Bebop and Rocksteady. I don't know what I'm talking about. Doesn't make any sense.
I made another funny.
This is so 90s, man. This soundtrack. It's like CNC Music Factory shit.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, though.
Mic check. 1, 2, 2.
Rob Korn.
April O'Neil. Sit on my face, April. I would eat her ass.
Michelangelo, Insisti, Donatello, Leaf Tilden.
Is there any chick that you would eat their ass? They're so hot.
You mean like with no prep? Like I can like, okay, we're gonna make this as easy as fucking pie.
We're both gonna take a shower before.
Like take a shower, douche that ass out, bleach it.
I'd eat anybody's ass if they cleaned it right before.
What if they didn't? What if it was like right after a big long hot day at the zoo, walking around in the heat?
It depends on how hot they were.
So are they gonna be hot after? After you know what their fucking corn tasted like and their ass.
Exactly. I
Let's
could
see.
eat it out of their ass and spit it back in their mouth.
Robbie,
And they
okay,
can swallow and
voices.
eat shit out
Voices.
again.
Hold on, Michelangelo Robbie Wrist. I don't know why this makes me think of this, but so Riverman and I went to high school with this one guy. I don't know if I should say his name because that's not cool, but
Robbie Wrist was his name.
no. Okay, so I won't say his name. He had a really funny name. We like saying his name because it's really funny, but he was a Japanese, like, I don't know if he's an exchange student or if his family, like, legit moved to America, but he was straight Japanese. He even had, like, the whole stereotypical, that whole fucking thing going on,
Just say
right?
the funny part of his name so that we get the joke.
No, it's not part of his name that's funny.
Oh, okay.
His name was just funny. Anyway, Riverman, I moved away from our hometown, but Riverman said he would still see him around town, and he became known as this kind of like weirdo that developed a wrist fetish. And in high school, he'd always want to see Todd, that's Riverman. He'd be like, "Oh, Todd." He'd take his hand. "You have really nice wrists."
That's weird.
Yeah, and then like he would go into he would like be caught going into department stores. Todd used to work at a grocery store back in the day, a long time ago, and he'd see him at the grocery store like creeping up behind people looking at their wrists, and he had a thing he'd collect. Oh, he walked up to him he used to work at a grocery store, right? And he worked like in the deli area or produce, and you know how they wear like gloves.
Yeah.
Sometimes they wear disposable gloves. He asked him if he could have his gloves. If he was just going to throw them out, he would go in there and try and collect the gloves.
You think he gets like people to jack him off with their wrist? Like,
Yeah,
use your
probably.
wrist.
Probably, but he probably wanted to. My Todd was like, "I'm not giving you the fucking gloves. You're gonna go home and jack off my glove."
I give it
He's gonna,
to him.
he's gonna wrap it on his dick and just come inside of it. But he's like, "Oh, you got really nice wrists."
That's fucking weird.
It is weird, and I haven't thought about that motherfucker in a long ass time. Next time we talk to Riverman, you got to bring it up.
We should get him on an episode of The Deep End and ask him how that's going for him.
Just have him like detail and chronicle as like
Doing an
rendezvous.
episode on sexual fetishes.
Because like now we're like smack dab in like the internet dating era. It's like, man, he has to have found people that were into that online. There's probably a whole forum and website dedicated to wrist weirdos. Well, I mean, if there's feet fetish, there can be hand and wrist fetishes. Why not? If there's guys that'll jack off in shoes, fuck shoes, fuck a pump, then there's people that would fuck a glove.
You fucked my Puma.
What?
I just thought of a brand of shoes and said, you fucked
okay.
my Nike.
You know, Al Bundy, he would be in hog heaven if he was into that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's secretly why he never stopped being a shoe salesman.
Yeah,
Maybe he fucked the shoes after hours.
exactly.
Anyway, it's funny, man. So what's your real opinion of this movie, though, as an adult? It goes by fast. Danny
Yeah.
Glover.
It's not better than the first one, but I enjoy it okay.
For a kid's movie. Like, I would let my
Yeah.
kids watch this, no problem. You know, it's whatever. Dude, I used to watch the first one, and it didn't fuck with that. The first Turtles movie was the first movie I saw in a movie theater.
Really?
I was 4 years old. I remember it. And it did not warp my mind. My mom just knew I was obsessed with the Turtles, and she wanted to take me to see it. So why do they feel the need to tone it down anymore?
I don't know.
I like
That's
the
my
song,
only
man.
problem.
I like the song.
I already stopped it.
You did?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's got a good score. That new theme is cool.
let me see if I well, I mean, that's it. So let us know what you guys think. I enjoyed it. I'm kind of glad we kind of came back to this and decided to I'm glad we didn't do Idle Hands, Zach.
You would have loved Idle Hands. You would have been coming in socks by now because it's so good.
In gloves. It would have been nice. It's nice though to kind of get this one knocked out. Eventually we'll do the third one. Let us know if you want that to be sooner than later.
Everybody, write in the comments and tell him how stupid he is for not wanting to do Idle Hands and for not seeing it already.
Dude, that's actually what it's funny. That's actually what got us to finally do Biodome.
That was actually the first episode. Oh yeah, it was. That was
'Cause you
actually the
kept
first
fucking
episode
making
of
it-
Mac. The first episode of Mac and Zach was Idle Hands.
Oh, was
the
it
second
really?
episode? Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, there you go. If you guys want to see it so bad, go over to fucking Mac and Zach's channel.
No, we're doing it. I want to watch it again now. I haven't
It's so
watched
funny.
it since then.
You made such a big deal about always trolling with the fucking Biodome, and we finally had to do it because people hopped on board and were begging for it, But anyway, like I said, that's a nice segue. Make sure you guys also check out Mac and Zach Save the World on their YouTube channel, their iTunes, and all that stuff. Check out some drunken commentaries and have a hoot with them. Obviously, if you guys subscribe to us on YouTube here, that's awesome. Make sure you like and share the videos. Keep commenting. I love those, and we will take requests. Let us know what you want to see, and we'll keep adding to the short list we got here. We usually get to them eventually, so just give us time. Also, know that if you're on here, we are also on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get podcasts. So definitely check us out on those places as well, because they're obviously unedited. We can leave audio in. We can put in all sorts of fun clips and intros and outros that aren't going to get us flagged on YouTube. And they typically go up a day earlier. So that's great. And if you guys are over there, make sure you guys leave us 5-star ratings if you think we deserve it. Leave comments. Help boost us over there.
We also got a couple episodes lined up for Retro Rampage.
Okay, yes. We need to keep pitching this until it becomes common knowledge, but we brought back Retro Rampage. We did that way back in the day, and we just kind of stopped doing it. It was just a pure podcast where we talked about gaming related stuff. Well, now we're we revived it in video form. So now we're basically doing playthroughs of video games while we're talking. We're talking shit. We're talking games. We're talking whatever, but we're playing a game and you guys can watch it. And we've got a whole bunch lined up. We're going to start putting those out every Sunday. So that's going to be a main thing. Let us know what you think about those too, by the way. So if you like those, give us feedback, give us recommendations on what you want us to do, maybe what you want to see us play. And and if you don't like them, don't worry. It's not going to take the place of the commentaries. It's not going to cut into them at all. It's just extra content, and it's something fun for us to do. So, go about your day, watch what you like, don't watch what you don't like. And then also check out Deep End with Aaron Lipscomb. That's me. Got a new episode. Let's see. It probably won't be posted quite yet by the time this is out, but got a new episode of that one. Should be dropping next week. More conversational, more topical, more serious. So if that's if that's not your thing and you like the silly shit we do, keep watching these and don't watch those. But definitely check it out and give it a shot. It's trying to have a little bit of something for everybody, a little bit of versatility. But that's really all I got, man. You got anything, Zach?
That's all I got, baby.
All right. Well, you guys, peace out. Check you later. Have a good night. All that good shit. Zach, good night, man. I never tell you good night. I'm rude.
I ain't going to bed, baby.
No, Zach just fucking woke up an hour ago. It's 1 a.m. or it's 1 a.m. for me. It's 2 a.m. for him. He wakes up at midnight. This is about time I go to bed. So he's just now, the night is young and he just got the Vaseline out. He's only yet to begin to masturbate.
I am going to jack off when we're done.
I'm sure he is. And me, I'm going to go to bed.
That April O'Neil got me in the mood.
All right. She's got a pretty nice headshot here on Voodoo.
Yeah, she still looks good.
You can jack off to Kino too. Look at his frosted tips in this headshot.
Yeah. I frosted those tips.
Oh, all right, guys. Catch you later. Bye, puppets. All that good stuff. Bye.